pandemic excuse, pretense, pretext, whatever. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But, I'm a skeptic. There's a justification for being a cynic. The mainstream media says, oh, well, you know what? You don't believe everything you hear on the internet. I just hear this locally from this gal newscaster. As if we can believe everything we hear from the mainstream media, right? Making a mountain out of a molehill and turning a molehill into a mountain, for God's sake. It's obviously the day is long. We all know about propaganda and gaslighting. These people are taught it. They seem to be oblivious to it. It's like hitting these reporters on a subliminal level, like they're mesmerized. They're under a spell. It's my job. Just doing my job. And I know what I should talk about and what I should believe and not. And, I only report on that stuff. And, I know which side my bread is buttered on. So, people got to, be honest. Hey, if you're not honest, who are you? Okay, at least with God, you got to be honest. And let God tell you where it's okay maybe to fudge it a little and where it's certainly not okay. Okay, you understand? You've got to know that difference. It's sort of like the things you'll do for money and the things you won't do for money. Okay, on that basis. Yeah, but I love this comparison between, let's see the mainstream media try to pull that off, telling people that because their food value went up, which translates to cost, price, burden, and peddle that as a good thing. That's what they've done with housing. And how are the two similar? Because they're both essential human needs. That's a matter of fact. I'm not making stuff up. This isn't conjecture. It's not speculation. It's not my opinion. Sorry, I'm coming off arrogant. I'm working on that personality disorder, and I gotta just try my best. It's cool, calm, and collected, even if it costs my life. I gotta go down, just like it says in Scripture. Don't let the sun go down on my anger, and I don't want to be an angry, bitter old man. And I'll go that direction if I don't confront this issue I have with the arrogance, coming off as an a-hole, turn off, repellent. That's not who I want to be. I want to be a sweetheart. I want to be a puppy dog among men. I want to be the nicest guy I ever met, and I'm a hell of a long way from there. I've met some. Lately, like so many people, I've been able to touch down with some old friends, which has been really nice, giving them a call out of the blue, people I hadn't talked to in years. You kind of leave people alone. You're bonded as friends, but, you figure they're busy with their lives, their family, everything. Well, we all know how busy we all get. But I also touched down with one of my cousins back east in Norwich, Connecticut. And I always kid around. I say he's my favorite cousin, but, I don't play favorites. But I love the guy a lot. And we had the best conversation of our lives. I think, we've had some good conversations. He's such a nice guy. So philosophical, too, so you can imagine we really hit it off. But he's a big thinker. He's not a small thinker, and that's something I think that we probably admire about each other. That we think way outside the box. And but he could easily be a famous artist. This guy. I mean, he's so talented. But he's one of those people that, and there's a lot of people out there that have a phobia about being famous. They don't want to be. They just want to express themselves and do what they do and utilize the God-given talents. But they don't mind sharing it with friends and family, that sort of thing. But they're not interested in, going out there and making a lot of money and being famous. But he could easily, certainly. And, there is a whole lot of us. I mean, a lot of us get that phobia, that fame. You can see it's not all it's cracked up to be. People bugging you for your signature all the time so they can sell it on eBay, make a few bucks off. It's nuts. TMZ following you around. I mean, just, you expect you're always in the limelight. I mean, who would want it? It's for the birds. That's what a lot of people think, so. I wanted to do a shout out to, I think Gerald Celente is a good guy. And I think that he's entertaining and he's a character worth watching. But he expresses himself. He gets everything off his chest. And I admire that. He's an honest guy. And, anytime you got honesty and integrity and an economist, you're doing good, because most of them, for the most part, they're all a bunch of brown nosers that just, they tote the party line, and that's it, man, which is, anti-capitalism, pawn it, keep peddling it as true capitalism, and it's just, he's honest, and I admire that. I appreciate. That's what I like so much about the Kaiser Report with Max and Stacy. They do a fantastic job together, and I just admire honesty and integrity and decent, upright human beings. America, with this so-called Christian nation, right? That we're purportedly a civilized society, but the empirical evidence suggests that what is it okay to expect the destitute citizens? We expect these people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, and what do they're going to hold down a job, right? And they're gonna come home after work to the bushes. This is what we're saying should be the paradigm, and this is okay, letting America descend into a third or fourth world status. I mean, I can't sit idly by and say nothing about that. I mean, it's comical. It's so evil. It's just like, when are these people going to understand? God is pissed, and he's going to get more pissed. And he has a way of doing stuff, thank God, because I don't like violence. I hate violence. I don't want a civil war. I don't want a bloody revolt. I don't want a rebellion. I like gentleness. I don't like trauma. So, you know what? I don't think it's going to be a violent transition, because there's too much knowledge on the earth. It's going to happen with the power of knowledge. Literal, like the finger of God, is going to help us to make this transition from one age to the next. We've had a long, miserable age of the money lovers. Okay, they've been in control, but it's winding up. It's coming to an end. It's the end of the age. So you've got to prepare your mind, your heart, and your mind for the world of tomorrow, a place without any form of money, and nobody there that wants any form of money. You understand? Because that would be hell for a lot of people that love their lives in this world, the money-based reality, unreality, what I call it. Okay? So, you can't keep God between a rock and a hard spot forever. What do you want? You can't have it both ways forever. You got to decide. Do you really want that world? Think about it. Think about it. People serving because they have an instinct to serve. Okay? It's very unnatural not to want to serve in some capacity your fellow human being, to be appreciated, to be useful, to utilize your God-given talents. You think you can be okay sitting around and be self-serving all day? Is that the way you think it works? I got news for you. It doesn't. So there's no way our system could break down as long as we're willing to serve one another. And that's the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. That's information they don't want you to have. That's empowering information. Okay, that's straight from the horse's mouth. Scripture, prayer, God, call it what you will. But, the higher intelligence out there, some call it the higher power, whatever. Okay, but we all have the ability to imagine solutions. There's plentiful solutions, but there are people that don't want the solutions. That's don't give me solutions business. But they're everywhere, simple and cheap. I saw an episode of Forensic Files this morning. This dude, he murdered his own 11-year-old son for a few bucks, like 80 grand or something in insurance money. Continuing. So that's about it for the current recent events and other talking points. So I want to get on to, I'll be able to share just a few thoughts from the last week or so before I got to end the tape. But listen, I do want the best for you and your family and friends. And remember, we're supposed to love our enemies. Okay, because there's something that God is really special to him when somebody repents and they jump ship from being evil. You see, witting or not, sometimes people are unwittingly evil. And that's a big issue. That's a big problem for the righteous, because we think that they're being deliberately evil, but we don't know the spell that they're under, the demonic possession sort of thing. You understand? To use that as an analogy for what's going on here. It's like they're mesmerized. They're those cooked frogs at the bottom of the pot that think they got it going on. They're just like all of us. We're all cooked. The gig is up. The jig is up. I mean, it's over, okay? It's the end of the charade is what we're facing here. The end of the age. It's a big deal. We're transitioning from a money-based reality to a freedom-based reality, which is what we need. Because if we're going to be absolutely free, we need to be free of all forms of money. Okay, it's that simple. It's too intoxicating, too alluring, too enticing. We've proven repeatedly through history to this day that we cannot handle it. Have you understand that behavior not considered criminal by the standards of the laws of man may well be criminal by the standards of the laws of God. All right, friends, I got to end it there. Listen, have a great day, a great weekend, a great life, a great eternity. Okay? Best to everybody.